Hello, this is JT from hypnocoach.ca. This is Jenny Lensorkat, and today I want to make this video about my 7th year of sobriety. And it's been a while that I wanted to talk about it this way. It's been 7 years today that I woke up and I said to myself, that's it, it's over. That's the day I knew it was the beginning of a new life. Someone asked me recently, so what was easier? I think it would have been easier to keep drinking. I don't know where I would be today, to be honest, but keep drinking would have been the easy way because I was totally numb. And when you're numb, of course, at one point you just don't feel much, right? You don't feel anything that much, or anything you feel is really activated or is really triggers, and it's very ups and downs. And so I wouldn't want to go back to 7 years ago, but today I am really, really grateful for the journey. And this is what I wanted to talk about because I've been asked a lot of questions lately about the journey. So 7 years ago, I was numb out. I didn't feel anymore. I didn't feel much. So I would say from a physical standpoint, I had 40 pounds more than what I have now. My face, when I see a picture of myself at that time, I don't even recognize myself. Like my face was all swollen. I probably looked 10 years older at the time than I was. And I was waking up in the morning and my heart was beating like this, like it was crazy. It really did freak me out at one point. And another physical sign was I was feeling my brain sliding, and that's a weird feeling, but you feel like you don't totally grasp, when you are used to be sharp from a certain perspective, from a mental perspective, and then suddenly it slides. So I would say those were the physical main signs. And from a from a psychological perspective, I was disconnected. That's the only word I can find now to describe it. And from spiritual perspective, it was non-existent, no belief except in the red friend in the bottle. That was my only belief I had. So year one was interesting. The first year of my sobriety, it was a project, and my project was to stay sober. So I said no to a lot of invitations, Christmas parties. I did say no to a lot of things. I stayed home and I walked. I walked like 80 kilometers a week, listening to podcasts. I was part of groups. I had a personal trainer, a nutritionist. So I had a team around me to help me, a massage therapist. Some of them have been guests on my podcast. So this was year one, really. And then year two, this is when I became a hypnotherapist. And this is when things started to click, that I had a potential other future than the one I had seen up to now. Because when you drink, that's another thing. You stop dreaming. Like you don't dream about anything, or the dreams that you have, you're just so disconnected from them. So I started to dream again, and I woke up one day in an hospital in Cozumel after diving. Just when I was putting my wetsuit on, I collapsed, was brought to the hospital, woke up, and I said, wow, this is it. I'm going to get trained. And then I went to LA, got trained, started my business 5 years ago. So 5 years ago, and just before that, I threw my 50th birthday party. This was an amazing, I hope I relived that party one day, but it was my first birthday party being sober. And I always remember, I invited 84 people to drop by. I said, okay, I'm going to be in my house from noon to midnight. You just drop in, say hello, come from a hug, have, a glass of whatever you want. And I was happy. My family came, my friends. I had 79 people showing up. 79 people turned up at my birthday, just coming to say happy birthday. I mean, when I think about this today, I think, and it was my first sober birthday. So after that, fast forward, started my business. I was so enthusiastic. All my energy went to start my business. Like I was dreaming it, eating it, sleeping it. And then my first year and second year of business were amazing. Not that the years after were not amazing, but I mean, I had a jump start. Of course, COVID helped me because people, were really looking to take care of themselves, and there was a lot of anxiety and stress, and people isolated, and those years, of COVID, I was really isolated. And I remember at one point, there was pictures of people in lineup in front of the wine store SAQ here in Quebec, and I remember saying to myself, "Oh my God, I'm so happy. It's COVID and I'm sober. I don't have to go and run for my bottle of wine, and I have to do all this lineup in the winter. I don't have to worry if I'm going to have enough alcohol or not." And this is when a lot of people started to drink more, and they came into my practice later, right? Just on the verge, many of them, of developing an alcohol problem. So I would say, yeah, year two, and then my business went on, and then RTT was my thing, right? Rapid Transformational Therapy. And then I added some other courses, and then I started the podcast, and then I had a group program. So, I mean, those first 2-3 years, were amazing, which was my 5th year of sobriety. And then 2 years ago, things started to cruise. I started to be on kind of a coasting. I would say my business was stable, my life was stable, and it was time for me to start to envision new transformations. And this is where I am right now. I am, looking into the other areas of my life that I do want to transform, the other beliefs that I have that I want to let go of. So what is a sober life 7 years later? First, it's a life full of gratitude. I was saying this to a friend this week. I don't think there's a morning or there's a week that I'm not saying to myself, even the hardest days are the best days when you are sober. So even the most difficult days I could ever have if I'm sober, they are amazing days, because everything is possible, because I am more and more connected and connecting, because I am dreaming again. And this is what I was saying to when I'm a client. Now I have dreams, right? And now there's things that I want to accomplish and places that I wanted to go. And more than anything, I want to feel that gratitude. And I know it sounds cliche. It's so cliche. I wish there was another word for it. But this state of being where you're truly happy that you have transformed. You're truly happy that things have come along the way, that people have showed up, that extraordinary opportunities came. So year 7 now is the year, I would say, of aiming for those dreams, seeking this transformation that I feel is happening in me right now, and embracing my friends, embracing my family, embracing the people that I love around me, and just be happy that those people are here in my life. Just be grateful for that, and just be grateful for being sober. I mean, that's my message. So if you do think that you're drinking too much, you're unsure, if you want to talk about something, I do offer a 33 minutes call, but at the end of the day, there is a better life than numbing ourselves with whatever way it is. Voila. I wish you a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day.